And at that point, I realized that somebody actually stole my laptop. Hi everybody, thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for tuning in again. For the persons who are new here, thank you so much. Thank you. Alright, so for those who don't know, I am Moesha, I am Momo, I am Mo. Just giving you a few of the names that my friends call me. Okay, so today is a very special day because today is Testimony Thursday. Alright, so guess what? I'll be sharing my first testimony with you, and this is the testimony that actually drew me closer to God. It actually revealed to me more of who He is and more of who He wants me to be, and what He is capable of doing. Guys, alright, let me tell you. I was in my final semester at UAB. Somebody had told me that, in the final semester, Murphy's Law will be very much present in that semester. It will be the roughest semester. But I'm saying, if I am thus far in my journey, what could possibly go wrong? Right? I thought I've seen it all. But boy, was I wrong. But guess what? God was able. So guys, in my final semester of UE, SLB decided that they're not going to cover my school fee anymore. So they are saying that my guarantors should handle it. I'm like, okay. Alright then, so I say, alright, you know what? I'm gonna take a leap of faith and I'm gonna continue my studies and ensure that I finish. Alright, so I was able to register for my semester courses. Okay. And I was hoping, I was praying to God, I say, God, say December is coming, and if I don't produce some money, I'm not going to get my results. Alright, so that was from just praying. I was hoping, oh my God, you see my situation and you know more than anything else. But his timing wasn't my timing at all. Alright, now, so December came. December came, nothing. I wasn't I didn't know what fate I was in, because I didn't know if I passed my courses or not. So I was like, okay, alright. But guess what? I knew I had some exams. But without any financial clearance, I was unable to register for my summer exams. Okay, that was December of 2019. January, 2020 now. I'm like, okay, but guess what? I'm still going to prepare for my exam. That's awesome more. Guys, I was rolling with my mustard seed of faith here, because I didn't know any better. That's what I know I could do. I could study, and that's what I was doing. Alright, so Corona came, as you know, everything went online for school and whatnot. I was home studying. I went to my bed the Thursday morning about 2 after 2 that time, and woke up the Friday. Well, it would be the Friday morning, 2 a.m. So I woke up, felt normal. It was a normal day. It was a normal Friday. I was up and about in the place. I was in Montego Bay, by the way, and something just like struck me, say, okay, you don't know when the exam is, go and email one of your lecturers and see what's happening, and see if they can give you an insight to see if you'll be able to sit the exam or what. Just do something. So when I went around the room to look for my laptop to email my lecturer on, my laptop wasn't on the table. I wasn't frightened or anything, because I knew that I left it there. I didn't check in the morning because I left it there. I was in my house. I left it there. Alright, so I asked mommy, did you take up my laptop, or you misplaced it or something. I thought my nephew had actually messed with it or something, because children. So none of them had anything to do with it. They're saying that they haven't seen it and they don't touch it, so why am I asking them about it, basically? So I was saying, but my laptop is not on the table. I didn't leave it anywhere else, so my laptop was supposed to be on the table. I'm like, so where could my laptop be? It went for a walk? Where could my laptop be? Who troubled my laptop? Why was my laptop there? So guys, I was there looking for my laptop, but at that moment, in my mind, I'm like, somebody borrowed it from my room and they'll bring it back soon. How couldn't somebody come into my house, come take my laptop? They must have borrowed it without my permission, Alright, in denial, Saturday, went to church. It was on my mind a little, but I'm like, God, my wonderful, awesome God I serve. Not when exam is approaching and I'm preparing for exams. My exams, my laptop is going to miss. That's not possible. That never happen. That will never happen. So Saturday, I even told some person, that I can't find my laptop, but I wasn't worried or anything. Alright, no. So Sunday, yes. So Sunday that happened. I'm like, reality started chipping in. I'm like, this serious? This is very serious. The ownership very serious here. At that moment, everything just came tumbling down. I was overwhelmed with emotion at that point. I realized that somebody actually stole my laptop. I didn't misplace it or anything. Somebody stole my HP notebook that my brother bought for me. Somebody take it away. Guys, I was bawling down the place. I was beyond my worst at that point, because what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay? What am I going to study and where are my notes? Not so much about the laptop, but it was about what was on it. As much as the laptop, they did have space problem and so forth, but it was one I had, so I had to work with it. I had to work with it. Alright, so I called my aunt and she helped me to pray about it, and my church sisters called me and they gave me words of encouragement. Guys, ensure that you have a church family that knows God and know how to be there for you, because without them, I don't know how I would have managed that day. I really don't know how I would have managed. Thank you guys for doing everything that the Lord had placed upon your heart to do or say for me that day. And on that day, a friend of mine said to me, why don't you email the Slate email path? She sent 2 emails to me, and I emailed. Funny, I only sent an email to one of them. I didn't send it to both emails. I sent it to one. I'm like, God, take care of this, because I was just over it, man. I was just over school. I was just beyond done that day with anything that had to do with school. So I just sent the email, but the email, I poured my heart, my soul into it. It was a lady from Bath. I explained everything to her in that email. So Monday morning, it was about 8:25 a.m. in the morning. I wasn't even awake because my room is dark. I wasn't even awake at that time, But when I saw the phone ringing, I'm like, who could be calling me at this very early time in the morning? But on the first call, I wasn't able to answer the phone because that waking up voice, you see that wake up voice? It's not cute. So, and then I wasn't able to say anything that would be to sound like words. So I couldn't answer the first call. I know, silly me. So she called back another time. She called back the second time. Second time I was able to clear my voice and to answer, to not let it sound like I'm just waking up at 8 after 8 in the morning. So when she called me, she asked me for my parents' name and my high schools and stuff, because on the system she weren't seeing it on the system because I was on path. Some things happen. I don't know how path kicked me off and I wasn't getting any benefit from them, but guys, God was able and God is still able. When that happened now, she spoke to me. She said, okay, that was the Monday. She said, okay, you know what, go to the Mobile branch office, Ministry of Labor, and go to that particular person. And she called him as well, so he was expecting me. Tell him what you're going through, tell him that you need the help, and ask them to see what they can do for you to actually get some assistance with your school fee. When I went there, he was telling me about some documents that I need to get. I need to go to UE for some official letter about how much I owed them and my transcript and whatnot. So I said, okay, not a problem. And I had to do voluntary service. And bear in mind, none of this was a guarantee that I would actually get the funds that I needed to pay my school fee, so I could sit my exams and be done with UE. Guys, I came to UE. I came to Kingston that evening, and when I went to UE the following day, when I went down there, when I went to the SciTech office Tuesday. When I went there, they directed me to SAS. I knew I should have gone to SAS, but I just wanted to hear. SAS is like the last place I wanted to go, or administration, because I would have to pay money to get a letter or official statement or something, and I didn't have that at the time. I did not have it. I think I would have to pay about $3,000 or some of the sort. So when I went to SAS, they were telling me to wait. I have to wait 3 to 5 business days, and it would cause this amount for express and whatnot. I'm like, okay, all right. And then it started to rain, and then I just started to bawl. I didn't even cry. I was bawling. I was walking in the rain because I'm like, why is this happening to me? Why me, Lord? Why me? I have been faithful to you, and I have been praying. I have been fasting. Why me? And friends, when I went down to SciTech's office, a spirit told me that just to go and screenshot my financial statement of what I owe you and what was paid on my account and everything. I did that. It was 3 pages. When I screenshotted the pages, guess what? I had nowhere to print them because everywhere was closed. Everywhere was closed because everything moved online, so there was no need for other persons to be there at the doc centers or so for at whatever. So when that happened now, who started ball again, because that day was just a very, very watery day. It was just full of emotions and crying and bawling. I was at my rest that day as well, and I was just hanging on for strength. Because I don't know who I did it that day. So back to the financial statement now. The girl in the office, in SciTech's office, thank God for nice people. So she said, oh, I can print it for you. I said, alright then, alright. So she print them for me, and she stamped them. She stamped them with the SciTech stamp, because the lady from PATH was telling me that I have to have some sort of official statement or some stamp to say that this is from the faculty office or from UE, to let them know that it is official and this is not anything false or anything. So when she did that, I had to take it back to the lady, the PATH office in Hero Circle. So when I did that, I took it back to her, and she said, okay. She said, guess what? This is no guarantee, but I'm doing what I can to help you, because I really wanted to finish with your studies. I really wanted to sit your exam and be done with UE, and just to feel like you have accomplished something. God bless her, you see, God bless her. So she said, alright, just pray about it. Like, guys, faith was assured. Like, everything just start feeling a little bit normal now. I could actually say I can able to study in a mindset to know that I'm actually going to. I wasn't sure about what was happening yet, but I was still going on. I was saying I'm going to study. I don't have a laptop, my notes are gone, but a friend of mine sent some notes, so I was studying from my phone. And when I got back to Kingston, my aunt had a laptop but needed a charger, so I tried to get a charger for it to use it temporary at the time. Okay, so when the lady at the part office now, I won't disclose her name, God bless her. So when she did that now, she was in contact with me more than how I was in contact with her. She was saying, Moesha, I'm doing this every step that she took, every progress that was made, she called me and updated me. Bear in mind, this is a stranger. She didn't know me from anywhere, and she was making all that work for me. You know? And that impressed me the most. I'm like, God, good people still that are out, and I'm so thankful I was able to meet more, because throughout my life I have come across a lot of awesome people, and I know that God placed them there for a reason. Okay, so she said to me, guess what, you have to go to the main office in downtown to get this interview done, and to get actually let them assess you to see that if you're fit for the grant. All right. So when she said okay, I'm like, all right then, no problem. I got ready that day. My neighbor assisted me to get down there. I have some really nice neighbors too. And when I got there, before I got there, she told me who to go to, and she told him that I was coming as well. When I got there, the security guard told me that I must take a number. I got number 31 or 32. Okay, so he was directing me to go to another room where I should wait until my number was called. And so I told him, no, I'm here to see so and so, and he's expecting me. He said, what? I said, yes. So he said, all right, lady, let me go see if he's in office. So when he went there, he was actually there. So when I went into his office, he said, oh, so you're Moesha, you're the one that I've been hearing about. And I said, yes, I am. So he said, same time that I stepped in, another lady stepped in behind me. She's a social worker. And when she came, he said, oh, Miss So-and-so, here's Moesha's document. Get her interviewed, get her registered, and interview her for the grant. And he said to her, she said to him, sir, but remember I have this to do and so forth. But he said, just get it done, man. And she complied. I went and get registered. When it was time for her to interview me, she was looking on the requirements for the grant. And when she was there, she was asking me, so where's the transcript? Where are your other documents that you should have? All that was presented in front of her was that 3 sheets of paper that I got copied at the faculty office with the faculty stamp on it as well. That's all I had. That was my passport. That was what I had. So she was there skipping through the paper, like she was saying, like, what is this? Where is all the documents? At that point, guys, my heart was beating out of my chest. My anxiety was at its all-time high. I didn't know what to do. All I could say is, God, step in, Jesus, step in. So when I actually come there, she stopped, she put down the paper on the desk, and she stopped and said, alright, tell me, why do you need a grant? Why do you need me to help you? I poured out everything at that one point. I let her know everything that I was going through. I let her know all my unfortunate circumstances. I had to let her know everything because I needed that grant. Right? When she was finished, because she had to document everything that I was saying. When I was finished, like, guess what? After I'm through with those persons, you are the first persons person, I'm going to start documenting. I am going to ensure that I start your process first. I'm like, all right, I really appreciate it and everything. I told her thank you, and I left. After I left, I called back the lady from Path, and I made her aware of everything that happened. I told her that I did the interview, and then I went back home, told everybody what was happening and whatnot. About a few days after, she called me and told me that the grant, they're almost finished processing the grant, and it seems like I will be getting it. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Who but you? Who but you? Nobody but you could have done this. But you see, at that point, guys, I know that God still had my back. Amidst the fact that my laptop was gone, and I was still struggling with the fact that somebody stole my laptop from my house, and I just didn't know how I could have actually moved past that. And I'm like, you know what, God, you just not give me more than what I can bear, and it seems like you have more planned for me than what I actually could foresee or whatever. But guess what? It didn't end there, you know. When I went to UA, bear in mind my school fee was $140,000 and the grant was $100,000. I'm like, okay. I went to UA, told them my situation, and when I got the check, when I brought it to them, they're saying that I am unable to register because it had to be paid in full or something of the sort. And I explained to them, you know, well, the lady said, well, you have to go ask an uncle or an aunt or somebody to help you come up with the $40,000. I'm like, the people did, why are they so careless? What is happening? Why are they like this? This is it. Me not have it. Where to get it from? If me didn't have it, me not come there, come ask them for that in the first place, you know, guys. So I called the lady back at Path and let them know what was said and so forth. She said, guess what? I just heard about an MP who can actually assist you with the $40,000, but you have to write to him and let him know that you need it and so forth and why you need it. And I'm like, okay, I can work with that. I'm like, thank you so much, Sister Gift. But if the timing, because I needed to register for my summer exam, so and I couldn't register without that $40,000 being paid. She said, guess what? I'm going to pay the $40,000 for you, and when the grant comes, you just give it back to me. I'm like, okay. Like, let me remind you again, she's a stranger. At this point, she wasn't a stranger for me. She was my guardian angel at that point. She was no longer a stranger, but the fact that who she was and what she was doing for me, it actually warmed my heart. I'm like, God, you're too good, you know, you're too good. And I had to hold on him for strength and actually try to keep focus so I could actually start studying for my continue studying for my exam. When that happened, now she paid the $40,000 for me, and I was able to register for my exam. I was able to register for my exams, guys. Let me tell you, when that happened, who could have tell me say God now go come true for me again and again? Who could have tell me say my laptop lost wasn't a part of the plan, God's plan? But all said and done, I finished my exams and I was able to complete my studies at UA. But at the same time, that the summer exams needed to be paid for as well. Alex problem no. And I got that $40,000 that I was supposed to get from the MP. I actually got it. So that was, I actually submitted that on file, and so I actually thought that I was going to get it back, but they're saying that reimbursement doesn't start until October. So I'm like, okay, who am I going to pay back her money? But guess what? there's a part 2 of this story coming, but let's do a little recap. Laptop lost, school fee unpaid, summer exams to be registered for, all of that. I had all that struggling with, and God covered everything at that point and made provisions where my school fee was paid. I was able to sit my exams, and everything seemed that it was working out for me. So I have to remind somebody that today, that no matter what circumstance you're facing at this moment, or whatever you think that is too big for God to handle, let me tell you, be still, my friends, because his way are not your way, and his timing is absolutely perfect. So guess what? Enjoy your day. Trust God always, and trust that he will guide you to the right path. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Be blessed now and enjoy the rest of your evening or afternoon or morning.